Greetings of the day, everyone. In this video, we'll be learning about the first chapter of second PUC, that is Nature and Significance of Management. So in this chapter, we'll be learning about the meaning of management. We'll be learning about the characteristics of management, the importance the importance of management in an organization, and we'll also be learning about the nature of management as an art, science, and profession. And along with that, we'll also be learning about the functions of management and the nature and the importance of coordination. Okay. To start off with the meaning of management, management is a process of getting things done with the aim of achieving goals effectively and efficiently. So let me share the content with you all. So yes, so if you look at this definition of management, which says that it is a process of getting things done with the aim of achieving goals effectively and efficiently. So it is that, it's not that we are supposed to do the work by ourselves to achieve the organizational goals, but it also means that how you will get the work done from your subordinates and how you will be achieving the goals of the organization effectively and efficiently. So here we have three basic terms that we have to look into. The first one is process. So it's not just one single step procedure, it is a process, it is a step-by-step procedure. Okay, and we are supposed to achieve the goals of the organization effectively and efficiently. So what do you mean by effectiveness and what do you mean by efficiency? So talking about effectiveness is, say for example, it is easier to be effective and ignore efficiency. That is, say now, let us take this particular task. Suppose a company's target production is 5,000 units, okay, in 1 year. Now to achieve this target, the manager has to operate on double shifts due to power failures most of the time in the organization. But the manager is able to produce 5,000 units, okay, but at a higher cost. So they are able to produce it, okay. So this is called as efficiency. Okay, here, sorry, this is called as effectiveness. So the manager here is effective, but he is not efficient enough, because see, now he is using a lot of labor, he is using, the electricity cost is increasing, so all these are happening. So when I talk about effectiveness and efficiency, efficiency is where, when we tell efficiency, it is, cutting down the cost, but achieving the goals of the organization at the same time. So when you cut the cost as well as achieve the organizational goals at the same time, it is called as efficiency. Okay, and when we talk about effectiveness, just getting the output whatever the cost it might be at, that is called as effectiveness. And efficiency is, you have to ensure that there is cost cut. Okay, now talking about achieving the goals both effectively and efficiently, you are supposed to achieve the goals at the right time and the right moment, and whatever is the target given to you, you are supposed to achieve it, and also at a lesser cost. And that is all about the meaning of management. Okay, so here again we have the process. So process means the primary function, so where we have the 5 functions of management, which we call it as PODSCOP: the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling and coordinating. So these are the processes which are involved in the management. And effectiveness in the management is concerned with doing the right task and completing the activities and the achieved goals. Efficiency is to do it correctly and also with a minimum cost, as I explained you in that 5,000 units production. Okay, so that is the meaning of management. Talking about the characteristics of management, the very first one over here is management is goal-oriented process. So why do we call it as a goal-oriented process? Because see, now every organization will have its own goal, will have its own target set. Now they are supposed to reach those targets, and they are supposed to reach those goals. So this management should be something which will start off with a goal kept in mind. Let's say, for example, the goal of a retail store is might be to increase the sales, but the goal of a college might be to give 100% attendance. Okay, so each and everyone will have their own goals. Okay, now say we have this institutions which have these special kids in them. So for them it might be the education, the way of education that they require to provide that particular education is what is what these special schools are all meant for. So for them the entire goal is, at the end of the day, this special kid should be productive in one or the other manner. Okay, so the management will unite the efforts of different individuals in the organization in achieving these organizational goals. So it might be in the production department, the sales department, the marketing department. So all these departments are supposed to work together to achieve the goals of the organization. Second one is management is all pervasive. So when I say all pervasive, like it is existing everywhere. Okay, so the activities involved in management are common to all the organizations. It might be in the political background, or it might be in the social background, or it might be in the economic background. Okay, now say a household is also supposed to be managed, a school is supposed to be managed, a college is supposed to be managed, a hotel is supposed to be managed. Okay, a bus stop is supposed to be managed, and the big organizations are supposed to be managed. So we use these terms everywhere, right? So it is like everywhere, and it's not only like in our country. Though what the managers do in India, what the managers do in Germany, what the managers do in Russia, so it might be little different, but they are again, management is present everywhere, right? So that is about management is all pervasive. And next one is management is multidimensional. So it has like three dimensions, where we talk about management of work, management of people, and management of operations. So when we talk about management of work, now see, all the organizations exist for the performance of some or the other work. Now say it might be a garment factory. Now why do we have a garment factory? It is there to produce the clothes, right, the garments. And say hospital industry, it is to treat the patients. So like this, like every organization will have its own work. Okay, now this is done in terms of solving certain problems that the people have. Okay, now decisions may be made, plans to be established, budgets to be prepared, responsibilities. So everything has to be delegated. So management translates this work in terms of goals to be achieved. Okay, and they will assign the duties rightly to the people in the organization. Talking about management of people, so here it is, people are the greatest assets of the firm. Okay, now getting work done through this people is still a major task for the manager. Okay, now he is supposed to deal with his people in the right way. Okay, it might like say some people, like, because every individual in an organization will come from a diverse needs and behavior. Okay, so you are supposed to know how to deal with them. And there are also individuals, like who work towards the organizational goals by making their strengths effective, and they will make their weaknesses irrelevant. Okay, whatever their weaknesses are, they just keep them aside and they focus on what their strengths are, and they start working towards the organization. And that is about management of people. Now the last one, talking about management of operations. No matter what the organization is all about, okay, they require a production process, okay, which entails the flow of, like, they should know what is the flow of input of raw materials and the technology for transforming this input and desired output. Okay, so all these things they should be knowing, and this is interlinked with both the management of work and the people. Okay, so all these, when management of work and people, when they put together, they are supposed to work together to get the management of operations done. So you should have one proper process in which the production is supposed to happen, and only then the management of operations will do good. And the next one that we have over here is management is a continuous process. So talking about management as a continuous process, so it is a series of continuous activities. Now, as I told you, we have the functions of management, where we spoke to you about the planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So it is a continuous process. So it is a continuous, it is the functions are simultaneously performed by all the managers. Okay, so that is about it is a continuous process. And the next one is it is a group activity. Okay, an organization is a collection of diverse individuals. So we all know, like, not every single individual in an organization will come from the same background, right? So every individual over there is different, so their needs and wants are different, right? So what happens here, the organization, they work towards fulfilling the common, they are supposed to fulfill the common organizational goals, though they are working in group. Okay, and this requires coordination, this requires teamwork. Okay, individual effort is put in towards the common direction, that is reaching the organizational goals. Okay, and the next one that we have over here is management is a dynamic function. So talking about management as a dynamic function, it has to adapt itself. So when I say dynamic, quick to the changes, so it has to change quickly to the changes in the environment. So it has to adapt to the changes as quickly as possible in the environment. So it has to interact with its external environment, which consists of the social, economic, political, technological, and the cultural factors in the society. And also, in order to be successful, an organization is supposed to change itself and its goals according to the needs of the environment. Okay, and the last one that we have over here is management is an intangible force. So management is something which we cannot see, okay, which we cannot touch, but we can actually feel it. Okay, the way the organization functions, and the effect of management is noticeable in an organization when the targets are reached. So when the targets are reached perfectly, we can say that the organization's management is really good. And if it is not, the way opposite. Okay, so that is about the characteristics of management. And the next topic that we'll be talking in today's session will be about the objectives of management, where we have three objectives. The first one, organizational objective, social objective, and personal objective. So talking about the first one, the organizational objective, now we all know that, I also told you when I was talking to you about management as a goal oriented process, I told you that no organization will be set up without any targets or without any goals. So every organization will have its own targets, will have its own goals. Okay, it might be, like varieties, like to increase the stakeholders, or they want to satisfy their employees, they want to keep their customers in a good terms, and they want to be in good books of the government, and they also want to have to utilize the entire human and the material resources that they have to get the maximum utilization of it. And the main organizational objectives are survival, profit, and growth. So talking about survival, this is the very basic objective of any business. The very first thing that any business would want to do is survive in the market, right? The basic objective of any business is survival. So the management is supposed to work hard in order to ensure that the survival of the organization is happening on a continuous basis. And in order to survive, the organization is supposed to earn enough money. Okay, it might be also called as revenues, to cover up all your expenses. Okay, the next objective, organizational objective, is making profit. So mere survival is not enough for any organization to stay in the market for a very long period of time. They are also supposed to make profits. They are also supposed to show that they are successful operating concern in the enterprise, in the market. And profit is essential because they are supposed to, cover up all their expenses and keep some money aside for their future risks and losses. And the last one under organizational objective that we have is growth. Okay, to talk about the growth, a business need not just survive in the market and just make profits, but it also has to see its growth perspective, right? Now, to remain in the industry, the management should exploit fully the growth potential of their own. Okay, now it can be measured in terms of sales, it can be measured in terms of the number of employees, the number of products that you are manufacturing, the increase in the capital. So it can be any of these things. Okay, so that is about organizational objective. And the next one that we will be learning is social objective. So we all know that we are all social animals, right? So any business, when they have just started off in the society, they are also supposed to keep the society in mind. They are supposed to work towards the benefit of the society. Now, as a part of the society, like every organization, whether it's going to be a business or a non-business, they have to fulfill the social obligations. Now it might be creating the economic values, it can be the constituents of the society, or this basically it includes the economic friendly methods of production, not polluting the environment, giving employment opportunities, not getting people from abroad. And they are supposed to have your they are supposed to provide the basic amenities to the place where your organization is actually located at. So it might be something like schools, colleges, crutches to the employees, in all of these. Okay, and the last one that we have over here is personal objectives. So talking about personal objectives, now see, now not every employee will come into the organization just to improvise your organization. They will also have certain needs and wants, right? So we have the company or the organization is supposed to compensate them all, right? So it might be in the terms of financial needs, it might be the salaries, perks, it might be the social needs, the pure recognition. Okay, and it might be the higher level of needs, it might be the personal growth and development of an individual, right? So all these things has to be kept in mind with the organizational goals to have that harmony in the organization, right? So in this particular session, we have learned about the meaning of management, which says it is a process of getting things done with the aim of achieving the goals effectively and efficiently. Here we looked into the terms process, effectiveness, and efficiency. And then we looked into the characteristics of management, which is goal oriented. It is all pervasive, multidimensional management of work, people, operations. It is continuous in process. It is a group activity. It is dynamic function. It is an intangible force. And we also looked into the objectives of management. We also looked into the objectives of management, the organizational objectives, which is about the survival, growth, and profit, social objectives, and personal objectives. Hope you all understood. Thank you.